This is my space. This is my craft. This is Modern Roots Kitchen. What's up and qué onda, everybody? Welcome back to the Modern Roots Kitchen channel. Today we're gonna be making some crawfish inside the house because it's hot as hell outside. All right guys, so the first thing you wanna do is you wanna get a big ass pot full of water, get it up to a boil, and get your favorite Cajun seasoning. This one I made myself. It's just equal parts paprika, cayenne pepper, salt, sugar, celery seed, mustard seeds, and a top secret ingredient that I won't tell you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the water. And then I'm gonna go ahead and reserve just a little bit for later on. I'll show you what we do with that. Along with that in the water, I got a bunch of peeled garlic cloves and 4 or 5 bay leaves. I'm gonna add that to the water. We're gonna impart all kinds of delicious flavors. I'm gonna add 1 whole onion that I just chopped the side off of and peeled. Put that whole thing in there. And for a little Mexican flair, a little more flavor, a little authentic spice, I got some guajillo chiles. I got 4 of them right here. I'm just gonna put them in whole into the water. So the first thing we're gonna add to our water is gonna be some corn. I'm gonna make some Mexican style elotes. So I'm gonna do them with a twist. I'm gonna boil them in our Cajun water, and then we're gonna dress them up like elotes. I'm gonna let those go for like 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna show you what we do with them later on in the episode. All right, so our corn's been in there for about 5 minutes. It's got in all those delicious Cajun flavors from our water. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. We're gonna set these to the side, and later on we're gonna make some bomb elotes. I'm gonna put these on a little tray. All right, y'all, so it's crawfish time. I have about 6 pounds of live crawfish here that I went ahead and threw in the sink and purged, which is just to keep running water, filling it up and draining it until the water runs clear so they're nice and clean. You do not want to put these straight into your pot because you're gonna have muddy water and it's gonna be disgusting. Don't do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these to our pot very carefully. Now we're doing this inside today because we do live in Texas and it's super freaking hot. But also I want to show you guys how you can make crawfish in your house if you just want to make for your husband, your wife, your kids, a small family. You don't want to make a big deal outside. You can do this in your kitchen, in your house, and it's gonna come out just as good, I promise. So we got our crawfish in the pot. They are dying as we speak, rest in peace, but they're gonna be delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and cook these guys for about 8 minutes. It's about 6 pounds. That'll be perfectly cooked crawfish. I have some smoked sausage here that I'm gonna go ahead and add as well. Just to add a little something, because remember, we're only eating the tails of this crawfish. So you have to eat a lot of crawfish to get full. So we're gonna go ahead and cheat and add a little bit of sausage. And then of course our elotes that we're gonna finish up later on. All right, y'all, so it's been about like 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and remove our crawfish and our sausage from the pot, starting with my chile guajillos just to get them out of the way. Just kind of fish those out. They've already gave all they can give to this beautiful cooking liquid. A little bit of spice, little pica pica, a little bit of smoke flavor. I'm gonna remove our whole onion. You can save that, still delicious. And I'm gonna go ahead and start scooping out our crawfish. So I got a layer of our crawfish in a pan. We have our reserved seasoning. I'm just gonna put a little extra on there, lasagna style. We're gonna go for the rest of our crawfish. I just wanna layer them, put a little extra seasoning on them, and then we're gonna shake it up. Make sure you drain it really well. That way it doesn't wash off all that beautiful flavor. A little more seasoning. And one more layer. All the mustard seeds. Garlic cloves. I think that's about it for the crawfish. And then the last of our homemade seasoning, or pre-made seasoning if you bought it. So now what I'm gonna do is I made some compound butter earlier. This is just mayonnaise, softened room temperature butter, and the same seasoning that we use for our water mixed together with a little lime juice. So I'm gonna take half of that and just kind of put it on the top. Let it melt into all that delicious shellfish, delicious mud bugs. I'm gonna grab some foil. And then now we're just gonna shake it really good. Get all that seasoning and butter. And that is our beautiful in-kitchen crawfish boil with our Cajun butter, sausage, accoutrements. It's gonna be delicious. But first, we gotta finish our elotes to go on the side. It's gonna be bomb. All right, y'all, so our crawfish is done. Now it's time for our elotes. I got a cast iron pan, pretty hot, nothing in it. I'm gonna put a little bit of color on our elotes. I like when it has like those black kernels. They've already infused a little bit of that Cajun seasoning from our boil. So we're just looking to put in some color, get them nice and roasted. So guys, we got some bomb color on our elotes right here. There's nothing like a good old fashioned freaking, what are they called? Eletero or something like that. They do with the cart with the corn. And the corn in the cups and stuff, just like old days on the west side of San Antonio. Super delicious. Usually people just finish them in their crawfish boil, but I wanted to do like a little hybrid, little Cajun, but also Mexican kind of thing. So it has that infusion of those Cajun flavors. And then I'm putting some cutter in the cast iron pan. And then we got our compound butter and some queso fresco that I'm gonna finish them with. So I'm getting ready to take these out. So we got some beautiful color on our corn. We're gonna take these out and we're gonna dress them. So we have the same compound butter that we put on our crawfish and shook up. Again, this is mayo, butter, the same Cajun spice that I made, and a little bit of lime juice. So I'm just gonna get this, kind of spread it on there. Now traditionally, elotes have mayonnaise, butter, lime, and some chili powder. But you know, we're going for a Cajun kind of vibe, so we want it to match. So we got those Cajun spices in there. We got the mayonnaise mixed into the butter. It's gonna be freaking delicious, man. I'm gonna let that melt on there. And then I have some queso fresco right here. This usually use cotija cheese, but since we used our Cajun spice, I don't want it to be too salty. So I went out and got this beautiful queso fresco. It's gonna add a nice creaminess and a little bit of saltiness. This is more like a feta cheese, whereas a cotija is very similar to like a Parmesan. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle that on top. Get it kind of stuck to it. So that's our corn, and then our crawfish are still hot. We're gonna take whatever's left of this beautiful compound butter and just kind of put it on top. We're gonna lay our corns around. And that's it. That's a beautiful in-home crawfish boil inside your house. Don't even need to go outside into the hot sun. You can do this all inside your house, and it's super delicious. We are done, y'all. We finished one of my absolute favorite things to eat and cook, delicious crawfish. And this time we did it in the comfort of our own house in the AC. Super good. Everybody in the South has their own way of doing it. This is my way, with some fresh chiles, the elotes, our homemade spice, a little bit of lime, all that good stuff, some sausage. Can't wait to dig in. I'm gonna go ahead and have one for a taste. I'm gonna show you guys how to eat this in case you don't know. So all you gotta do is grab a couple of these rings around the tail, peel it off, and then you just pinch the end of the tail, and you have your beautiful crawfish tail. So bomb. And then you have all this beautiful juice within the cavity of the crawfish. You just suck it out like a little shot. Super delicious. You guys have to try this recipe in your house. Let me know how it goes. Tag me if you do. Like, comment, and subscribe on the video. You guys have a fun time with this one.